Stir, stir, stir. Second pour. Swirl. Tap, tap, and tap. You might be thinking, Vince, what's going on? Well, after I've received the refractometer, I've been testing many different things. Well, that includes multi-pours. Now, I've actually come to the realization that extractions were actually higher when the total volume inside the dripper was smaller. Let me explain. So when I do a single pour, I generally finish pouring around the 45-second mark. Now this equates to 6.5 milliliters per second, and I fill about 2/3 of a standard 02 V60. Now when it comes to multi-pours, because we're pouring in multiple increments, I never find myself filling over half of the dripper up. So this is what I think is creating a higher extraction, especially in the second pour. So what I've done is I've actually slowed my single pour down to about 4.5 seconds. So it takes about 65 to 75 seconds to finish pouring. And I found that I'm actually extracting even more flavors than ever.
Whoa, who's this? It's me, Eric. I came back because I have a special new deal for you, okay? Buy single pour coffee, all right? It's 2023. I'm still single, I'm still poor, so help a guy out, all right? Tailscoffee.com, discount code ERIC for 20% off. Woo!
When pouring slower, we encounter another issue, agitation. Because we're pouring for a longer duration, we end up extracting much faster, which means we don't actually need to use as much water to finish brewing the coffee because it clogs much earlier. So I end up actually doing only 1 to 12s with a slower pour. Now during the testing phase, I wanted to study the coffee bed a little bit. So after the brew, what I would do is I would take a chopstick and I would break up the finished grounded bed. And I would notice that there was a lot of liquid kind of just moving around in there and it was trying to leave. And so I came to the conclusion that there's actually a lot of flavors just stuck inside of there. So what I decided was to just add a little bit more water, about 20 grams of water, to flush the remaining bit of flavors out. Now this is interesting because a lot of times I would actually see the top being very pasty, and that's because I feel like there's going to be over extraction there. And so if you were to use less water and then you break up the grinds, you move all the pasty stuff kind of away and you expose the under extracted kind of stuff at the bottom to the new stream of water, which then allows you to flush out the remaining good flavors into the cup. Now, before we get any further into the video, if you guys are new here, my name is Vincent and I'm the head roaster for Tails Coffee. And if you love educational and experimental videos, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can get the latest updates on my newest techniques. So here's the current recipe for this brew method. It's going to be 20 grams of medium fine ground coffee beans, super low and super slow pour, about 90-degree water till 240 grams. You aim to finish pouring around 65 to 75 seconds in. While I wait for the water to drain, I heat up the remaining water back up to 90 degrees. And when the drain is done, I break up the grounds with my chopstick and pour 20 grams of water to flush everything out. So here's where I add a swirl to make sure everything gets in between every particle. And you can additionally tap the dripper to force the remaining liquids out. Now this technique has brewed a deeper and more well-rounded coffee for me. So I use the refractometer to check the extraction level, and yes, it is very high. I have slightly over 20% and like a 1.85 TDS. So give it a try. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Leave a thumbs up if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!